Guys, everyone's been telling me that all these crypto YouTubers are yelling, it's over. The bull run's done. It's the end of the world. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. First of all, we just avoided a government shutdown. Now, some people, for some reason, thought a government shutdown would actually be good for crypto. I don't think that's ever been true. Crypto is part of the economy. A government shutdown generally does not help the economy. So therefore, you don't want a government shutdown. But we averted it. So we shouldn't have a giant dump Monday. And why would the world be coming to an end? Why would crypto be coming, the bull run be coming to an end? Yes, we got that Trump election euphoria, but he hasn't enacted any policies yet, assuming he has any policies. And if he actually does a third of what he said he does, we should be going up. We got the strategic Bitcoin reserve. That one I'm a little iffy on, but it should help the price. We got Gary Gensler leaving in 20 days. That should definitely help, well, about a month, but that should help the price. We got possibly no taxes on American cryptos. I'm not exactly sure how that one's going to work because I feel like everyone would just basically trade foreign cryptos and then buy American cryptos and then immediately sell them for cash. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but that should get some hype going as well as getting more Bitcoin mining in the United States so you can have this Bitcoin reserve in the first place. Plus, a lot more ETFs coming through. You have a lot of combo Ethereum Bitcoin ETFs. You got a Litecoin ETF, you got a Solana ETF, an XRP ETF, an ADA ETF, an HBAR ETF. I think all those have actually been filed. I think the LTC one's going to come in first because that one's going to be the easiest one for them to accept because it's exactly like Bitcoin. But the other couple should actually follow, and that should bring the market up. Plus, Canary Capital, who's been filing every ETF under the sun, could actually file for more ETFs, which would actually pump up the altcoins even more. Also, inflation is coming down. It's actually at 3.0 right now. So, it's almost back to normal. We got good PCE numbers today. Yes, Jerome Powell did say that he's only going to cut interest rates 2 times next year, but that's still 0.5% cut. And that will make bonds less attractive than crypto. And he's not going to stop there. He's going to continue cutting into 2026 as well. And that'll just become lower and lower. So with all these things, why do you think crypto is coming to an end? Those guys are just doing these things for views. These are the guys that told you to wait for $3,000 Bitcoin during the bull run, which never happened. Every time we go up a bit, they're like, we have to have a giant retrace. No, we really don't. Not at least for Bitcoin. For altcoins, yes, because they fall about 3% for every percent that Bitcoin falls. But Bitcoin, we really haven't had more than a 10% retrace in a long time, ever since we hit above 73K. So it's not always that when we go up 20, 30K, we have to have a 15K retrace. That's not how it works during a bull run. And if you look at the cycle, last 4 years at this time, we were right in the middle of a bull run. We might have a little bit of a lull, which always happens. We have a small dip, and the dip is fairly small compared to how much we went up, considering that we went up from 73,000 directly up to 100,000, and many of these coins were much, much lower despite the dip. Despite the dip we had, they're still a lot higher than we were 2 months ago. Because you look at VeChain, it was 1.92 cents. It's over 4 cents now. You look at Cardano, it was 35 cents. You look at XRP, it was 50 cents. Most of these coins are actually up, and they're going to keep running up. Plus, if you look at Bitcoin dominance at the end of the bull cycle, Bitcoin dominance was always usually at 30-35%. We're still over 50%. There's a lot of it to go. Now, that's not to say that if you made a lot of profit, you shouldn't take profits. To be safe, you should take at least some profits, take your initial investment out if you made a lot of profit. Never bad thing to actually secure yourself by taking some profit. But if you haven't made that much profit, it's probably not the best time to sell out right now, despite that everyone's yelling doom and disaster. Yes, that gets the views, but that's also not what's most likely going to happen. I mean, outside of nuclear war, which I don't think is happening, very, very unlikely, there's very, very little that actually can bring the market down. I mean, yes, BlackRock did make that video about, yes, we're going to increase the we're going to increase the supply of Bitcoin, but realistically, they're not going to do that. They can't. They would have to get all the validators and stakeholders to agree, and there's like absolutely no chance that actually happens. There's a lot, there's a lot of like other macroeconomic fears. The dollar's falling apart. That would be actually bad for the U.S. economy, which would be bad for Bitcoin. But that's also not going to happen. They've been yelling that for the last 20 years, and the dollar's still very, very dominant. That's not happening in the foreseeable future anytime. The whole BRICS thing, that's a lot of hoopla and nonsense. They don't have a BRICS currency. They're not making one. India doesn't even agree with it. So that's not happening either. Things are basically going to stay the exact same way they are. I mean, maybe the Trump tariffs, but even if he implements those things, it's going to take a couple of months for that ripple effect to take in. And during that couple of months, we can actually get like a big crypto bull run. So no, it is not over. Unless something very, very drastic happens, we're still going to go up, I think, post-inauguration day. And I think we'll have a few months at least to sail high. So wouldn't really bail and sell everything right now. Those guys probably have shorts open, so they want you to sell everything. And they're basically taking advantage of this little bit of like bearish momentum that we've got the last few days. But don't listen to that. I think we're fine. I think we're going to continue to go up, and I don't think alts have definitely hit their high yet. Still looking at 10 trillion market cap overall for the top of the bull run, and I will see you guys later.